following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 1. A massive showdown looms in the old Spades region. Starting it off with the classic 8-9 battle. We got to find out who had the biggest ace of spades as the house of cards starts folding in. For hockey, it's the first time chance as a rookie to get a home game. It's been a hot minute. But he goes up against one of the stream bosses, one of the vets of this league, Seth Cole. Both are at 2 wins. The playoffs? They're looming. Playoff pressure? It's now. There's no tomorrow. They know you don't want to enter T5 in a hole. And for Seth and hockey, the stakes are raised. Who will go all in? Who will call each other's bluffs as we go down in the ultimate game of chance and luck? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Classic Spades region, the 8-9, but it's a Classic Spades region for a reason, because the winner of this game will get the top shark, the old top poker shark, which we'll talk about in a little bit. We'll preview the match. It's going to be Hockey Seth, the classic action card battle. Which one do you like more? The classic +2 or the green wild? Hockey Seth 8-9, as I said, rookie on vet. Similar records, 2-3, 2-3, 14-14. Classic 16-19 for Seth, 500 for hockey at the 14 ups. They finished both 11th and 10th respectively in this tournament here. Seth had a great run here last year, finishing 10th, and of course hockey 11th in D2. But now they meet here to see who will claim a top supremacy in the Spades 8-9 game. Hockey's resume, it's been a weird resume this year. Of course, he had that loss to Yepes, but then he took care of DJ, which was a interesting March battle, and then lost to Samper in that first round despite being up 2-0. Played the legend close, but it wasn't enough. And then, of course, had the big win against Captain. The whole bot was kind of out there against Lane. Couldn't really find anything but a 2-3 record. We'll see what he can do moving forward. And then on the other side, it's been an interesting season for Seth because he got that big win over Ashley and then the retro win with a crazy quadruple wild play. But ultimately, it wasn't enough against Yoshi in T3, where he just had to go one and done. But despite that, he's had some close and tough losses. The Ed game definitely, the Ed game was big, 1-5-4, went back and forth, couldn't get that one closed off, and then Nick in March. But he's had a good season in the sense that he's been building up to this moment. We'll see what he can do. Pot is pretty simple. Winner of this game gets the big shark, good old Matt Johnson, Pat Johnson, the 1 seed, unbelievable, what a saying. And Logan Ellison Monday, 7 o'clock to round this pot out. Schedule today has been pretty simple. Only one other game. That was Clay Lamas. And Cody Lamas broke the streak. Technically, he broke the streak of games not ending in 6 or more. Of course, we lost Steven. He got DQ. But we don't count that one. Clay, the first guy to lose in 5. Everyone else has lost in 6 or 7. So it's interesting to keep in mind here. Lamas moves on. He'll face the winner. He'll actually face Monkey. Tonight we have 2 more games on the schedule. You don't see it, but it's simple. Brock Retro at 7 o'clock. The 6-11, and then 3-14, M and Abion to do battle come there. Well, I'll see if I can get Vapor here short. I'm supposed to get Cody. I'm supposed to be Art, but then he had problems. So I got nobody right now, but I'm going to get Vapor here shortly. Joining me in the booth will be Vapor very shortly. But while we do that, I will wait and ask the questions. Of course, Skyer's our ref. I'm going to go over to hockey first. The type said hockey, obviously, a very interesting season. Come on in. A very interesting season. Obviously, that massive win against Cap, but Cap, of course, kind of all over the board. Hate to say it, he's been more all over the board, and maybe not the best win, but you learned a lot from, let's say, Captain, in the sense that he was able to get you that long tier style. Now you're playing Seth, who's got good number efficiency, a lot of looks in the game. How do you try to balance out the number efficiency, the good looks in the game, but also a completely different opponent compared to Cap, who is more experimental and maybe not going to the full beans? Talk to me through it. You can type it out. And for you, Seth, obviously, man, you've seen every game, every single meta. You just saw the most recency bias meta with the classic tricolor play. Your thoughts on you're good. Not bad. I think they're going to. But regardless, so you've seen every meta in the book. Your thoughts on just trying to basically compose yourself, knowing you've seen every meta in the book. You just saw what happened with Clay Lamas. But you're also in this playoff environment. Hockey's been in this playoff environment with D2 Chip. You've never been in a playoff environment except for T5 last year, where I think you had that one game against Allen, I believe, the first round where you're close to Super League. How do you try to compensate all the emotions as well while playing this crazy game? This Vapor joins me.
I don't think this is going to be as much of a problem with emotions. Kind of going to put the fact that, Super League conversation, all that kind of stuff could be kind of hanging in the balance. Kind of put that in the back of the mind. Just treat this like I do any other series. But in terms of, as you said, been seeing just the numerous type of metas, and we saw one here earlier this afternoon. It's basically going to be, I think the main focus for me is going to be control, and what I mean by that is control what I'm able to. We don't know what type of meta we're going to see here in this series with myself in hockey. If it stays the same as what we saw earlier today with Cody and Clay, then I've already kind of seen what adjustments those two were able to make in relation to that. So try and tap into that a little bit. Could be something entirely different that I've come across in other matchups here in other tournaments. So it's all really going to depend on what exactly we're going to get in terms of the meta, in terms of the cards, and how we have to plan accordingly.
Vapor, you were here 1 second. Well, honestly, I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm basically going to have to see what he does for the first game, then play out based that, whatever trick strategy he has. I'm just going to have to work through them. I got you. Vapor, you were here for that Cody Lamas game. What a game that was, where we saw a tricolor meta. We're not always going to see that, but we do know Seth has been a big booth master. Of course, he's been in the booth a lot. And then, of course, Hockey coming in as a rookie, being the better seed. Your thoughts on Hockey trying to balance that home table at the same time, Seth having a little bit of house money? Because both these guys are not close to SL, but at the end of the day, a win here, and you got Pat Johnson, who's a quad one player, is looming. Thoughts on that?
If I'm going to be honest, from what I've seen this season, I feel like both of these players are relatively underseeded. I feel like 8-9 might be slightly low for both of these guys. I think we're going to have a higher level matchup on our hands here today. And when it comes to Hockey balancing this homestand as a rookie against veterans class, it's really going to come down to it's less a question of what metas does Seth have in the tank. It's what metas do you have in the tank. Even though you're a rookie, you've played 3 tournaments. This is your 4th tournament now, and people forget that it's not just the veterans that have the metas. Rookies have their styles of play too, and Hockey is the higher seed here. So it'll be interesting to see the balance between Seth's metas and Hockey's metas for this game.
Yeah, it will be a balancing act for sure, Vapor. Appreciate that. I think what I'm looking forward to this game is just how they get the game one feel. Neither of these players that play each other, of course. Usually with rookies, the one advantage they do have, you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know some of these people. So that could lean into more of that random result. So we'll see if that does, in fact, check out. All right, well, as Vapor said, Hockey will be the HS, the home seed, the home table. Hockey, it's your call, game 1. What are we going to do? 2-2, trips 1 on the old lottery numbers if you want to play them at home. Here it is. Sky RF. Let's see what we got. Vaporous CoCom. What kind of meta will we see? 7 cards. Okay, so it's the OG Classic Vapor. We know that one for sure. And we're going to start it off with the Brock one.
Excuse me.
What were you say? Well, I'm sorry. You cut out?
Oh, sorry, I was just coughing.
Oh, you good, brother. No worries. We'll go up to Acosta. Seth with the early change over to Allen. Remember, 7 cards. This can go in a heartbeat as we go 3 down. Into the red 6, which is Sanford. Didn't show up. All good. Here comes Seth. He'll go back into that yellow. 2-color ISO right off the bat here. Hockey rolls within the grim.
Really 2 colors so far.
Wow.
Back into wow.
Checkered board here. 2-color. It's going to work for Seth. So a little checkered boarding from Seth. It's working. Got hockey iced in 0 shirt. A lot of numbers. Hockey juices. Let's see what Seth's got. He's
this would be crazy if it was just straight 2 colors for Seth here.
Ooh, well, here we go. That's the point
We'll
to
see.
prove the pudding right here. Let's see. Here comes Seth looking for the win.
Was Seth's switch on the 6?
Is it the 6 switch from Seth? Vapor and I know a thing or two about that call. It is!
Yes, but he missed the Uno call.
Oh, he gets it on the back end, though. I didn't even notice that because you were cutting out.
I really had a feeling on that green 6. I had a feeling that Reds. He was out on the Reds.
How about that? How about that?
That a rate.
How about that, Vapor? A 7-bagger, straight numbers to win. Rare do you see that. Rare.
Beautiful.
That's all skill right there. Well, I mean, hockey, though, here's the problem, though. Normally we would agree with that, but Seth couldn't do it. That was fair. In a weird way, that was weirdly fair. Seth, talk to me through. That is a new man. We have never seen a 7 straight numbers run to the fence. That is rare.
Yeah, poker hand.
There it is.
Trip 6. Able to just kind of swap it around there through the red, the green, and the yellow. I think the bot's carrying over from earlier today because it was trip color. No blue in my hand at all. So I had to just kind of rely on the number efficiency to swap it around there. I normally don't go with aggressive color swaps right out of the gate like I did right there, but I felt, we'll try something since we have so many similar numbers in those 3 colors there. But yeah, no power cards whatsoever, just had to rely on the number efficiency.
Yeah, hockey, I mean, you couldn't do anything. Could you have possibly... I don't even know. In the call, but honest to God, I didn't even see it either. I thought he had got it in. It tricked me up. Did you have a chance to maybe isolate a little bit on blue? Because ultimately, that's what set the game. No blue. You had blue, and in a weird way, it just fell into his lap. It's hard to really formulate a question because we've never seen something like that in a long time. And Vapor, what did you just see right there? Because we don't see that in a while. It's not really a new man. That's just a straight shooter. Plan A on numbers. Very rare.
I mean, you don't see that a lot. No ammo for either guy, unless hockey had something stowed in the tank in blue. But I mean, I read this game and I see the switch into red 7, which, as I said, that's a brilliant move with the gift that I sent. Hockey draws because he knows he's iced. And then the red 6, that's also brilliant because hockey wants out. And you have that green 6 in the back pocket. So he's going to switch out, and you can just switch back into that color. Yep. And at that point, hockey doesn't have anything. You miss the call out, but hockey doesn't see it, and you have the green 1 sitting for the win. And that's really just brilliant. Yeah, he says blue +2, I'm going to change it over. Yep. But that's exactly what I was saying. He was depending on blue, and Seth just saw the instant switch back into green with those 666s, which really benefited him there.
Yeah, that's the adage, man. Sometimes you win some, you lose some. In this case, even though hockey went to blue, unfortunately, you go to blue, great, but at the end of the day, you went to blue and you never got a chance to play the second read. And Seth icing out, as Vapor said, the 666s. Hockey was a sin duck. But a very interesting game. Seth wins one with 0 action cards. Let's see if he can do it again. That'd be something. 2 in a row would be ridiculous, but we'll see. Game 2, hockey, free board. What do we got? Still power plays left for both, of course. No 7, of course. We'll go crazy 8, so keeping in this 5 to 8s here. Seth, of course, knows this familiarity with this. Hockey more tends to do that as well. Steven 6, of course. Wish Steven the best. Here we go, into hockey's first turn. Vapor with me, of course, on commentary. 7 straight back right there on numbers, and there we go. First action card played for either player. It's the yellow skip. We do know hockey had that low-hanging +2 in the Blues. Here comes Seth now, looking to tie or switch. Switch it up. There we go.
Wow. If that's how he wants this game to be, then that's how this game is going to be. Switch every up. I mean, we know Seth can do that.
Hockey going to switch as well. So once again, is Seth switching because he doesn't have any ammo, or is just part of the plan and he wants to fall into the trap? He's trying to get into hockey's trap here, over switch. Let's see. Tricolor's still out there, still waiting on red. Here comes Seth. First action card for Seth. It's a double myth in the P to the gangster, and he's got the lead. And hockey first +4. There it is. There it is, Vapor. First one.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Don't know how I feel about that move because we're not sure what he has, right? It's a tough read at this point in the game.
First ammo return. We'll find out what Seth will have right. First ammo return. He goes back to the Blue Wild.
Wow.
And that's going to be a potential KT Classic. Well, we've seen that one or two or three before, Vapor. So I just got pinged. Hold
on. I had that feeling. I said that it's a little bit hard to read at this point, but I know that if Seth is going to toss double blue skip into a blue 1 at this early, I know he's out of blue. So that's just a read. If someone tosses 2 blue skips into a blue 1, a double action into the same color, you get the feeling they might be out. So that wild back into blue really makes sense to be a class.
Yeah, you wonder here now with the Classic, it really is a neutralizer because, hockey is a player that does like to play fast and furious. Seth's a guy that can play any pace. So having this KT Classic draw out, he hasn't played any other +2s or just a regular wild. Maybe a lack of action from Seth, and he just wants to get this in the draw, say, test that deck. It's a smart move. Won't be from Seth here. Taking his time, loading up, trying to find a little bit of an answer. He did the KT Classic. Now will he be the enabler? He will be the enabler. There it is, Vapor. Trips play.
Topper. Had to be a topper, right?
Topper to a connector, yeah, for sure. Or just waiting for something. Yep. Well, it's gonna
wait
send
for the yellow +2, maybe.
Absolutely. It's going to send hockey back to 15 to the full send. Seth up 6 possessions, but there's a +2 of hockey's own.
+2.
Yep. Gerard +2s are flushed. Make it 13-11. Seth up by 3 if he can play. Is there more to go to 4? Just plays it to 3. And the Brock. One up this time, starting a small straight. In the bow tie. Here comes Seth. Times it by 3 into Steven, and now we're running on the yellows. Just missed a small straight among.
Side by 2.
Yes, sir. Getting our classic 101 schooling of our PEMDAS a little bit, maybe. Who knows? Zero sugar. All right, now we'll see what hockey will do. Hard to switch on 0, but he'll go artificial with the end-around play. Trips into Aria. 8s apiece. Seth with the PA. Loading up.
Lots more ammo this game. It's been, feel like triple plays out the wazoo today. In this game specifically. We've had, 1, 2, 3 at least, off the top of my head.
Yeah, a couple of them. 3, yep. We saw hockey do it. We saw Seth with the +2s. We'll see what it will be. And Seth, going to leave it open there, Vapor. Interesting.
I mean, when you've played this many +2s, statistically it makes sense for there not to be very many left in the hands. But statistics have really kind of gone out the window. With last game, there being just straight nothing, and hockey will.
Well, and I was just about to say the only thing was that Reds, because we hadn't even ventured into red, and it's been 5 minutes into this game, no Reds. So just shows you this tricolor meta that Cody Lamas unlocked the last game is carrying right over. Unbelievable. Tricolor pasta here now.
Is that the question of, well, is the bot just giving 3-color hands, or is it smart to just play your 3 colors until the very end and open Pandora's and see what you can do with?
Yeah, boxing him in, right? Try to wrap around way to get it. Here comes Seth looking for more. Up by a possession, looking for more. Is it 2 or 3 plays to get to 2? Does he have a chance to check it? He will go to 3 play. Triple play out the wazoo, double Leah, and a DJ. Seth into the DJ curse hockey.
There's another double color skip play from Seth. He had the blue skip earlier, now red skip. And into the draw. Exactly. The same exact thing that we saw about 3 minutes ago. He has done again.
It's just utilizing everything in a sense to hope for the switch. And well, there's the switch. He's got it now. But hockey with the possession arrow. Here comes Seth. Got his switch. Half off from M to Andy. Hockey with a pluser. Looking for the tie. No tie. Just a classic to check. Seth with 2 freshies. What we have. Is there a +4 for Seth?
Anything to put him back, switch out of it. I mean, +4 makes sense in this spot. But you think he might have played it earlier if it's not off this +2.
No, he goes for the triple
no,
and
it's
green.
Switch into green. But
wouldn't matter. Wouldn't matter.
Wouldn't matter.
No. That one, the landing inevitable right there with the KT blew out to finish it off. You know, Hockey, really good job to stay patient. I got to admit, you really used those double +2s that Seth threw at you. Then he threw you 3 +2s because the one that was left open. Talk to me about the ammo return you got off there and how you stayed color efficient knowing you had that back pocket wild. And then for you, Seth, obviously you had to throw some heat. You threw some heat, triple +2, double on the cutoff there, and then you left one open with the green one. You know, Vapor's talking about percentages. You really stalled this game out with the KT Classic Wild. Good instinctual move. Talk to me about the instinct to stall it out and then ultimately just maybe throwing some ammo and trying to be aggressive with the 1-0 lead. But ultimately you had the backdoor wild where you couldn't really execute the red because we saw it again. The red was just being the last laugh right there, the last color to go into the last progression.
Yeah, I mean, I figured probably seeing him switch off of the blue that the stall out would be smart there with going back to the blue wild. Got us into a raw city. About maybe a top deck with the +2 for a connector. It actually wasn't. I was actually holding on to those +2s because the only blue I had was a +2, and I really didn't want to swap over just yet. I wanted to see what other connectors I could get. I needed one reverse. One reverse would have changed everything for me because I had the skips in the red, but I needed a reverse in a different color other than the green reverse I had for a connector. That was the missing link in all of it.
Yeah, you know, Vapor, that's one of those. Appreciate that, Seth. You want to go read that from Hockey? I'll give you a chance to go read that. Go ahead. Make some analysis.
Yeah, sorry for the Wi-Fi disconnect. That was on me. It says, well, the wild I had from the start during the blue draw between me and Seth, I thought of using it, but I kept telling myself no, since I knew it would work in the long run. Honestly, the only things I got from him was the blue skip and all of those reds. So, looks like to me that he kind of bit the temptation of using the wild when he was in Draw City to try to give himself a little bit of advantage, but instead played the long game, and it ended up actually being the perfect move there. Since he didn't really have anything in green. If we scroll back, he kind of ran out of green. So yeah.
Well, that's what it is sometimes. It's about that save tactic. If you can save it to the end, feel confident to have a little bit of an offset on ammo, go for it. What's the risk early in the series? There is none. You're still feeling it out, right? The first game was, this rate's, we're going to call it a one-off. We've never seen something like that in a minute. So it's a one-off, and you look at the cards drawn, 17 apiece. Self-drawns are 9. About the same amount of cards played. Yeah, it's been even. Back and forth. The only thing that's missing is hockey in reverse. Can't really say anything other than that. All right, Seth, your call, buddy. Once again, free board except for the old 7 cards. What do you got?
It's been interesting here, so let's make it even more interesting. 5.
Ho, Vapor. All you here. You know the 5 good start. Talk me through it.
Oh, man. Is a weird call for me. I like to do 5 really early, like first game, second game, because it's kind of a throwaway. Like, if you get really unlucky, the other person gets, 5-card finish, 4-card finish. That's something you could just chalk up and say, hey, I know I can get it back.
How about this? Double Vapor?
Popping bottles. This is brilliant.
But, whoa, Seth's got the fade.
That's insane.
On a 5-card start, that's insane.
It's a great play. It's a great play. Great play. That is brilliant. But unfortunately, it doesn't lead to anything.
Nah, it's one of those steal plays, right? You hope maybe we run through the... Oh, hold the phone.
Sure.
Well, you hope to go back to green. Maybe Seth's going to try to win this again with just straight numbers. That would be silly.
That would be impressive, but I think it's possible.
It's plausible on 5,
if it's all blue, then what's hockey going to do, right? I mean, it's possible to get the switch out, but if
plus 4
that's what he's going to do. Good timing.
Yeah, good play from hockey. I think it's a good move. You just don't know what those last 2 could be. But Seth could have a +4 right to fire back, and it just flips the game, so we'll see. Anything's possible.
If he has a +4 off that, it's not a great idea to play it now, but definitely have that in the back pocket. Does he have red, though?
No, that's great. KT. Yep.
Brilliant.
Is this a classic for real? Or has he got more blue? We were talking about earlier. Did he have the blue finish? No, the classic. There it is.
The classic.
Yeah, that's 2 classics from Seth. We don't have a classic counter, but man, it's 2 from him.
Come on, that is a frustrating play. You get classic after playing a +4. That's a frustrating play because it's like you just wasted it.
And on a KT Wild as well, it's only fitting. But yeah, that's. I mean, Vapor, I know that move. It's something I've done for 20 years. Just casually or in this league. It's always a saving grace when you can play that classic, and especially on a 5-card start when most of the ammo is probably at the bottom of the barrel or the deck. Why not risk it in Draw City? Risk it for the biscuit. Why not? I get it. And that's what we say about these guys, man. A lot of these guys up in D1, they love that play. It's because, you maybe don't have a winner, but you can stall it out and buy time. And sometimes when you buy time, you can make magic happen. And there you go. Triple play. We've seen this before with Seth, though, a lot of times.
More +2s. Had a lot of +2s so far this series, it feels like.
A good call from... I like the call from hockey to keep it clean because you never know. Test it out. Seth goes for the full beans right there.
Yeah. I don't know how much I like that move to go full beans, double +6 into a color you don't have.
It worked, though.
Oh, yeah. Switch out. That's incredible.
Normally, I would agree with you, but if it's working, hey, so be it.
Hey, I mean, whether it's luck or whether it's skill, if it works, it works.
That's it, man. That's it. It's only weird if it don't work. That's the old... Oh, wow, triple switch back to blue where we're iced out. Ice cold for real from Seth, and hockey will make him pay for now.
I mean, there's been a lot of switching so far this series. I mean, we'll pull up the stats right now.
Go for it.
I mean, what are we looking at? What, 23 total switches out of, like, 80-ish cards played?
Yeah, 24.
That's like 1 in 4 plays is a switch.
Yep.
I mean, those aren't me or Tago or Ed numbers, but they're good switch numbers.
Got to remember, too, though, not the 15 senders yet. We've been on low stuff, so that's pretty impressive, especially for low numbers.
And with how much we've drawn as well. I haven't had much time to really go. As we've been in red for quite some time here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so should be expecting a switch any time now if we're going by.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Oh, you've
The
said
green reverse didn't
green
register.
reverse. Don't forget to call the Uno there. Yeah, okay. This might be finished.
Probably. I mean, if he
Yeah, you got the Uno. There it
does, he'd
is.
probably go and D.
Seth, KT Wow, and there it is. Well,
KT Wow.
that's another KT Wow fin. Man, it's back-to-back games, a KT Wow to finish it off. I'm going to go to Seth here. I'll go to hockey first. I mean, hockey, I think that KT Classic really changed the game because that red was what you needed, it appears, and then Seth got you to the KT Classic Wow, and you were just drawn. Did you just not get the draws and the returns on his +6, though? Because I think that just really changed the game, and Seth felt confident on the break. And Seth, for you, man, that was a real interesting game. You went confident on the 5, you went bold, and it worked. But once again, utilizing that KT Wow, did you just feel confident, as I was saying on the broadcast, most of this ammo was probably in the deck somewhere. I might as well be aggressive here, try the Wow, and see if I can get some luck on the DC.
Yeah, with a 5-card start, absolutely. I figured that more than likely, him having a Wild +4 and a Wild and a 5-card start was pretty unlikely. So as soon as I got the +4 flushed out, I thought, okay, we'll at least try and see now if I can draw us back a little bit, try and find some ammunition, which I got pretty lucky on the ammo with the drawback. I think the game felt bad for me from the last game, so it gave me that extra verse that I needed to be able to chain together with the red to the green. I do have to remember not to keep typing in double, because I typed in double exclamation the other time with trying to call the Uno, and I typed in double R here for reverses, so I'm making little mistakes here that's kind of irking me. But aside from that, in terms of the gameplay here and everything, things have been working out, even back in that second game, even though I didn't end up winning it. A lot of stuff seemed to kind of be working the way I was kind of hoping. So the flow at least is good, just got to clean up the mistakes.
I mean, that's what it is, right? Sometimes maybe those little mistakes, they can be nuances, but if you're winning and you're staying locked in and you're playing well, you can correct those mistakes. It's easier to correct those minor mistakes than you feel lost and you're just out of control, because if you look at the stats, this game is switching. It's going to be switch heaven, considering Seth is about, 1 out of third, so 33% of the time he switched of the 48 cards he's played. He's being aggressive, and that's with no +4s too when he's up. Thoughts on that as the hockey tries to tie it up?
Well, yeah, I'm someone who knows a lot about composure mistakes, typing mistakes when it comes to this game. But as I've learned throughout my career, and as everyone learns throughout their career, the mistakes start to go away the more you play. It's just little jitters. It's typos. It doesn't matter as long as you go back and correct them, right? And Seth seems to be doing that. So I don't think the mistakes are going to be that big of a deal. And as far as the switchy game goes, yeah, I mean, 17 out of 48 cards played as a switch for Seth. Those are really, really high numbers. And a lot of it has been ammo, but a lot of it has also been straight-on cards. And we'll see if that switching directly translates to the result of this series.
Well, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting series so far. It's only seen the low tier. Seth, do we keep it this way, or are we going something different here? No 5-7.
Staying low, 6.
All right, we're staying low. So this is it. This is a Vapor kind of series. This is your special, Vapor. Once again, I'll give it to you. 6-card start. Sky, 6 cards, my bad. Sky? Oh, there you go. Gotcha. All right, so here we go, Vapor. The classic 6. And another +2. We saw this earlier in the Lamas game, that +2 starter. 7-8-6-5. All right, 7-8-5-6. Yep. Keeping it low. That's the way we like it. Low tier heaven.
Chamic.
Using Chamic. Oh, okay.
It's like we've had a lot of early Chamic starts off the +2. Wow. Didn't that literally happen in the freaking
Lamas, deja vu, right?
The last game we had?
Yeah,
the green +2. I'm like, hey, I swear that happened.
No, I did. It did. That is crazy. But the only difference here is hockey's juiced already. Oh, that is a early
That is
KT Wild.
balls to the wall.
Does Seth have it? It's so early. You don't even know the reads on the 6th card. You're just guessing. Let's see. Here comes Seth. Remember, power play's still open. +2.
Another +2.
Might be a good play, though, if Seth's out. He might be out of blue, so this might be what hockey wanted. We'll see. But you never know. Yeah, I think that's the thing. With 6 cards, you just don't know. That could mean 2 things. One, it could mean Seth's got nothing left and you just undercut him in a good way, or you have to accept it, right? I don't know. See what the value will be here from hockey. Does he just test him out? He's known to do that as well. What will it be from hockey? Down 2-1.
For a minute.
Oh, +4, so just going to end that.
+4.
Yep. So once again, hockey with a +4 in a regular Wild, but ultimately that early draw and Seth changing the green, it flushed it in a way. This is like Lamas again. Lamas Clay. We're seeing defense, offense. Same thing.
Yeah. And that's the second time this series the hockey's +4 down when Seth is down to 2, and then Seth has immediately switched out of it into an ice. Second time that's happened.
This is Clay Lamas. Just put it on repeat in the old play, the disc player. In the Allen 9. But hockey gets it back to blue. Good play.
That's a good move. It's a good move.
His number efficiency from Seth, though. He's been one of the masters of it. He's got this. Oh. He's got a little extra in the tank.
See how long can they run blue before
Blue 5 now, yep.
One of them blinks. Who's going to blink first here?
Is it number efficiency from Seth? Does he have more blue in the tank? Blue 5, hot power play still open. Remember, we just flipped over the red. That's what he was looking for. Then he got switched out. Here we go. Seth Cole looking for a break. Let's see. This would be insane if it is a power, because Lamas did the same thing in Game 4. That would be insane.
3 cards. I mean, it's possible.
Here he comes.
Are we looking for a step back here?
Step back, looking for the 3 to finish it off, or does he go for the red?
Typing for a minute. It's big decision. Big decision here. Whatever he's doing is a big decision. Definitely.
Seth playing the low numbers. That's it. He's been playing the low tier. It's been working so far. Ooh. Oh, he's not going to go for the power play.
First +4 of the series.
Yeah, finally for Seth, some actual ammo. There you go.
It's timely. I mean, probably the consideration of how long he's typing for is, do I really want to use the +4 now with not guaranteed victory and try to play to a win? Or should I hold it? And the decision he made was, let's play it and see what happens.
Well, hockey thinks it's over. So remember, we saw the hockey +4 and the Wild had just been used. We're chopping down some of that ammo, chopping those trees. And what other options do you have on 6? There's not much ammo. It's all probably at the bottom of the deck, and that's the risk you take. Let's see what hockey will do. Seth thinking of that just like hockey. Let's see. Probably thinking, do you switch? I mean, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you just switch at this rate, that's just how it is with one card. Toasty strats make you think.
I mean, the other green 4s on the table. Yeah, you might have pocket 4s.
Mind games.
He's thinking forever here.
You got it. This is a pivotal moment. Down 3-1 is different than 2-2. That's for sure. Yeah. However, at the same time, this time is different. Power play is still open, and that's not for this turn. But hockey's gonna have to think there is still that power play. And you can't flush it here, so it's probably the number efficient play. Does Seth have a green, or is it just game over? Because if he's got a 4, then you try to switch the 4 in game. If you got a green, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I'm not sure where he's going to go with this one. Really taking his time here. Thinking about that CH, I got to think Vapor. That's all I can really think you'd be taking your time. Look at that CH. But like I said, there's not much card history to go off of on a 6-carder.
There's really not anything. I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and this gives me no information on the position. at all.
Maybe the only safe bet, it is a small bet, very safe, would be the 9. If you have a 9, play it because most of the 9s have been used. That's it. Even that is just, that's not really a read. That's just more of a guess. So let's see what hockey will do. I'm not sure, as we fill dead air, I'm not sure what he can do. And remember, winner of this game will get Pack, which is a story and a half. We'll talk about him in a second. Here comes hockey. Well,
+4.
Well, that will stop that then.
What was thinking so long for?
Oh, what a run this is. Look at this. Quad into a quint?
I think I've cooked my eye.
What did you run to? No. Well, used everything, though. Used up everything, really. Used the kitchen
I was
sink.
playing mind games on the mind games.
I had to think to do it. Yeah, 7 guard. Seth goes back to yell. Oh, wow. Wrong number. Well, that's the problem, though, Vapor. How many times have we seen people go for the big run? Wrong number. It's been ridiculous. Seth back to 3 now, and he's got the lead. Yep. Looking for 2. Let's see. Nothing, though. So it does work for hockey. However, at the same time, you got to think here, Vapor. He just cooked everything. Now Seth's a little comfortable because all that ammo has been torched. Here comes Seth.
Hockey finally gets a topper as soon as Seth's out.
Well, there's a topper as well, so there's the old 9. And Acosta. See him next round. Maybe playing you, Vapor. We'll see what a story that is.
Could be. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous for that.
That guy does play long. That is true.
That's not what I do.
Oh, my God.
Typical.
Okay, then. Yeah, always listen to... Oh, there's the red!
Uh-oh. A little bit of Pandora's here. I mean, we saw 2 cards in red, but...
What's it going to be here from Seth Cole? What does Seth have right here on the back end?
I mean, hockey, against all odds, had the lead and the possession for a second there.
Yeah, now it's back to hockey. Down a possession. Hockey ties it up. Seth looking for check. He's known to have these crazy numbers for 4. Does he got the 4 to get back to that green?
Or is it just a +4 finish?
No, but no power play coming for either. Yep.
What will it be here?
Hockey looking for the tie. Or is it just a classic get the check and see what happens? Double Uno. Only Seth games, man, and we see those double Unos. Crazy. He's known for that.
Yeah, I feel like double Unos have kind of decreased in frequency as of recent. I mean, what will this play be?
No power play. Can't do anything there. So what will hockey have here? Goes to green. Is that what Seth needed earlier? Crazy switch.
I feel like it might be a fish. It might be a fish. I feel like it might be a fish in a blue.
Is it a 6 heaven from Seth? Is it the 6 from Seth, or is it just the green from earlier for the win? No!
Oh, it's a draw.
Hockey gets it. Wow, and a cat. Wow. That's crazy. I would not have made that call. I'm not going to lie. That is ballsy. That is some ballsy call. Holy cannoli. I mean, hockey, I don't even know where did you even think about that read? Because earlier in the game, we had just said the +4 he played was ending on the green. But somehow you went back to it. Talk to me about that play, because you couldn't power play, and you went for more of a cheap shot in a way on the reading, but it worked out. I'm not sure. And then talk to me a bit about the initial get-go, that initial +4. Hard to get a +4 in a while on a 6 card, but you got it. Did you think that 7 card chain, maybe when he did the +4, gave you a little bit more momentum and leverage? Because you used the house, but ultimately it just stalled out. Seth, was yellow your last card? I mean, I don't know what else it could have been.
Blue +2.
Blue +2.
Yeah, that was maybe one of the more confusing hands I've had so far in the series, because when Vapor said back there when I had that long pause of whether or not I wanted to play the +4 or not, I'm shaking my head up and down like, yep, you're exactly right, Vapor. I had at that point, I had the green 4 and I had, it was either the red 8 or the red 6, I can't remember which it was. And we had already run in red, so I thought, well, maybe if I fade into the green, he'll try maybe going back to red thinking I was iced out in it or something. That's like the only shot I had there in that case. Power play never came into play. There was just too many gaps that couldn't be connected with the power play. Nothing matched up to be able to even have it be a consideration. Otherwise, there probably would have been like 2 or 3 times in this game if there had been just that one connecting card that I might have utilized it here. So it ultimately just came down to just trying, I guess, for both of us to get to our respective colors down there at the end, and he got to the green before I could find any way to get to the blue.
Real quick there from hockey. Well, I looked back and saw when I switched to green after the combi went straight to yellow, so I had it's calculated risk. That's true. He did switch, but it was a risky play because once again, Vapor, you can't really know a line on a 6-carder. It's tricky, man. You're on that fine line edge of what's good and what's not. And ultimately, it was a big win for hockey because he kept the series alive. And I said gamble since it matches the season. Yeah, I mean matches the theme for sure. Thoughts on how hockey got that one? Great series so far. It's all been low, man. Nothing high.
Yeah, I mean that was an exciting, thrilling finish, with a lot of interesting reads, a lot of switching. I'm trying to find any sort of story or consistent theme throughout this series, but it feels like every game's sort of been different, in a sense, and this game turned out to be really tight, really run down to the finish. And play at Uno. I think that is kind of what this game was a little toasty strats. Play at Uno when Seth played the +4. Was he have a green or was it something else? And then down at the end when hockey plays that crazy run and then just immediately gets switched out of. It's a game of it's a game of fades. It's a game of runs, and hockey was the faster runner in this game.
Yeah, it's the faster runner. Art joins. Well, maybe we'll get him in after we get to Game 5. Well, it's back to hockey. It's 2-2. Nothing separates these two. Power play's still open. The only thing that has separated both these players. We've been gambling a lot. All right, hockey. Seth can't do 5-7. You can't do 6-8. What are we going to do here? Is this the old classic? One up this time to the 9? What do we got? I mean,
of course.
What can I say? I'll take a bow on that one. Here we go. The classic 9. Let's get it done. 7, 8, 5, 6, 9. We'll get Ard in here. I know Ard. Want to get him in here before he kind of departs in a good way. He's going to be getting some dental surgery tomorrow. Ard, obviously, you haven't missed much. It's been classic low tier. This is not usually how you play it, but your thoughts on this Fast and Furious pace from both?
Well, I kind of think this was going to be expected. When you got two players that one can really likes to go down there, the other one might just play along. And I guess it's pretty common that both players are keeping it neck and neck.
And you got to think, Vapor, if we get to that magical Game 7, you think that full set's always back there? This will go 6 minimum, so keep that in mind moving forward. Here comes Seth, plays the yellow 2, looking for a test. Hockey can run. Just like that, half off special on the scoreboard. Hockey up by 3. Seth down by 3. What's it going to be? Yep, the inversion. Ooh, a KT blue. Wow, we've never seen that yet. Oh, it's
wow.
the crossover.
Wild.
Into the KT Ashley combo. Does Seth have another one? No, but he's got a red.
B.
No power play. No power play. What will it be? What will it be for Seth? Nothing's hockey for the 3-2, just like that.
Intriguing. Is it over? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so fast.
That was, what was that, minute 20? Minute 30, yeah, it is. Yeah, not
that was
really.
Very similar to the first game.
Yeah, very similar. Seth, I don't think I can really ask a question here, man. That was a Fast and Furious show. I'm going to have to assume nothing, man, on the back end, unless maybe you had a kicker +2 in blue and you just couldn't do it. Power play thought? I don't even know.
Yeah, no power play given a thought of for that one. Did have the +2 I was trying to get to there because obviously he had the possession advantage. I was trying to at least draw it back even, but nothing there in terms of ammo. It was another poker hand. A lot of sevens, a lot of threes. So just was trying to kind of do the light switching there and the number efficiency, try and see if I could drain out the numbers. But I mean, there was nothing there to even really have a plan A. It was just kind of hope that maybe cards he played would match up with cards I could play. So I think in that, I think you could see just like right out of the gate, he had all the momentum right down to the finish.
Yeah, and that really, hockey, I don't have a question. That was well timed, really saving the Wild. That was ultimately the difference. You know, that reminds me, Vapor and Son here, we talk about this 5 through 9 combo. Well, that's kind of how the game goes sometimes, where if you play this low tier or just you finally get into that mid tier, you need a break. And if we're not getting the ammo, then where's the break? The wild card. And you look at 68 apiece on cards, but Seth's been switching 1/3 of the time. And you switch 33% of the time, usually that's going to be okay on a 5 through 9. When if we get to an upper tier, how does the game change? I'll go to Art on this one because that upper tier stuff is where you start to get more reads and camo.
Yeah, and that could be the real difference maker right there. Because once you get up to about more than 11 cards, then you start to see where are the cards going to lie on and who might have that sort of strategy-based run to get to the finish.
I'll go over to Vapor. Now, Vapor, the question with the power play, man. This power play is always going to be a thing. Do you use it now? Is it instinctual? Where do you think Seth has to use it? Because hockey definitely has the advantage on the scoreboard, but we haven't seen anything upper tier. We know hockey's a 5 to 9 so far, looking good in the merchant area. Thoughts on what we got to do here for this power play usage from both?
I mean, if you're Seth, it makes no sense to use it in this next game. If you have a decent hand, or if you have a very bad hand, it makes no sense to use that unless you absolutely have to, like you're going to lose and you know that. And for hockey, you use it at the very first opportunity you can. That will give you the win guaranteed.
All right, well, that's what Vapor thinks. I agree, Art. It's going to be a case of who's got the back end saves, who's got the back end flushes, because this is a big game. We talked about 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. One will go 2 and 4. One will go 3 and 3. Pack is lurking, and that's a whole different animal. Maybe we'll talk about him in this next game. But first, let's get down to business. Seth, I think I know where we're headed. 7-5's gone last home game. I'll be shocked if this isn't a full center. What do we got?
I'm considering the full send, but I don't know. I feel like it's put up or shut up. We're going to go 6 again.
He's going to put up or shut up and go 6. Going to roll the dice. Oh, boy.
Double
That's
sixes
good.
on the table.
Started off with 7. 1 up this time.
That's a bit interesting.
Yeah,
It's a move.
It's an interesting move. I get where he's coming from as we go, well, started off with a 6. You try to flush out the power play in a good sense where you can't use it the first turn, so okay, boom, that's gone. Now it's available, and nothing there from Seth. It's a risk. It's definitely a risk and a half. Here comes hockey. Oh, my goodness. Triple play.
Wow.
Not a finish. Seth doesn't use the power play for defense. Saves it. That's big. Bottles in the ice, but now it's can hockey put it on ice right here? Seth looking for a plus, or is it a +2 to save it? Let's see.
Favorite thinking +4 incoming.
It's either that or a wild. Let's see. Regular. Here comes Seth. He's not going to leave it to chance now. You know it's showing up at some point.
He's got to go.
Well, I will do it. +2's combo. That will do it just as well. Resetter. Back to red. Not mad. That's interesting, Vapor. Now that's no red, despite going. Wow, that's crazy. Nothing on the return. But Seth bails out.
That's a Baylor. What?
A Seth Baylor in the blue, but remember, no red though. So maybe That's the thing. Is plan A stronger than the bail? Is this a beeline from Seth to try to finish it off here and save that power play? Because that definitely, hockey burned everything. Back to green. Now that's definitely the trying to flush out.
Over the yellow.
Ooh, over the yellow from hockey. What will Seth have? Keeps it cool. That green may be lacking from hockey. One up this time. What's it going to be here from Seth? Does he have any more magic with the yellows? Looking for to take the lead on maybe a double play to get the possession. He will go back to the green. There it is. What will hockey have? Double play. That's it. Maybe potentially out. Here comes Seth. What will he do? Change momentum. Power play still open.
Power play would be good to use here.
You never know. Vapor say you don't use it, but it's the risk now.
You got to take the risk.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Unless he's got the natural +2, I think he's going to go for something bigger. Let's see. Seth loading up. What's it going to be? Just leaves it open on this reverse draw. Works.
Oh my
Played
goodness.
the number game. He played the number game, Art. Why throw a number out there? Into the 8. That's what hockey wanted last time with the 8. So that's potentially a switch over. What'll Seth have here? Plays the 1, undercuts it. Yeah, nothing there from hockey. A brilliant topper. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable.
Keeping the game alive.
You never know what 8 efficiency. You had to try it if you're Seth, and that's great because you undercut that number of fish, reset them, re-rack them. We're running it back. Looking at this, Art, we've been in this spot so many times, and now we actually do have some reads. The green is low. There's not much action. This is a safe haven for both. We go to the green deuce. And one up this time. They're just trading blows now. You can see it. Hockey makes the break.
But is that something Seth wants?
Pack says he's glad to see this region putting on a shell. Of course, winner gets Pack next round. Here comes Seth. Into the blue. Double play, so that's puts Seth right back in contention, down a possession. Here comes hockey. The rookie looking for something here on the 4-bagger. No, he used the pluser. Or that might be a case of Seth doing that double. It got hockey scared. You got to use it. That's a great play.
You don't know what he might have next.
You never know what he got in the ammo return. Did he have a +4? Does he combat back?
Fight fire with fire.
Let's see. Is it fire with fire, or is it a +2 in there in the yellows? Just got to undercut. +4 fights fire with fire, and 1 extra on top. Into Sanford from Toasty, and now it's back and forth. Hockey ties the game. Seth ties the game. We're in the green. Are you kidding me? That's where we flush down to Draw City, but hockey can run. Seth looking for something right here on the greens. Plays at the 7.
He's going to play it cool. Hockey's out.
Hockey's out. Here comes Seth. Runs out at the same time. Wow.
My goodness.
But Seth gets a topper. Much needed. Up 2 possessions goes Seth. Hockey, does he even dare switch it? No. Waiting for Seth to switch it. Let's see. No. But Seth now builds the gap because of those toppers. Hockey looking for some back-end magic. Switches it himself. There it is, Art. Opens up the box. Into Monkey Boy.
Yeah, that's going to open it here.
Box open. Here comes Seth. Up a possession. He will keep it that way. 4-5 now. Seth looking for 3. Does he have another one? Is there a small run to get this down and check even?
They would both be right now in that red zone.
No crazy run. That's going to help Hockey, in a sense, read the game a little bit. 2 possessions for now. Hockey to make it back 1. Dittos it up. Seth looking for 2. Does he have it? Is it a finish from Seth to get us to a game 7? Loading up, taking time. Goes Seth. Hockey
He's really thinking.
Card history running low. What's it going to be? Now it starts to become useful as we start getting closer to half the deck. Longest game so far in a minute. About 7 minutes here. Seth thinking this one through. What is it going to be? Power play is looking for that G7. Here we go.
Are we going to game 7?
Seth looking for it. Let's see. Yellow 5. No power play just to get the yellow. Let's see. It's not game 7, Vapor. It's a yellow 0 sugar. Interesting.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, that's hard to switch, and Hockey can't power play anyway because he's at 0 or at 1.
He's at 1.
Is this game? Seth for the win?
Is it double efficiency?
Oh, it's the 0 sugar switch! Are you rarest in the book? Rarest in the book. Are you kidding me?
Number efficiency on the 0 sugar.
That's a gamble and a half. That's a Sanford type power play. I'm gonna forward that one on Charles Sanford. He's gonna probably love that one. I'll be one.
Wow.
I'm forwarding that one to Sanford. He'd be proud of that.
That was crazy.
It says Seth did your power play. Seth, that's a Charles Sanford-esque power play right there. Talk to me about the balls that you called before we get to any question. That was crazy.
We're in Jackpot June, KT. You gotta gamble. But no, I mean, So, the thought process for me was we both had to get to yellow. We had not run in yellow for a while. We both had to get to yellow, and it was a matter of who's going to run out first. And my thought process was, saw earlier today, Clay ended up being on the losing side, still had his power play, didn't use it. So I'm thinking, you know what? If I'm getting eliminated here and I end up having my power play and didn't use it, I'm going to be kicking myself. So let's take a chance. Let's see if maybe he's drained out his yellow. We'll see if we can then get down there to the number efficiency. It all came. If he still had one more yellow, it would have been a wasted power play. I wouldn't have been able to obviously get from the yellow 0 to the red 0. But it was a gamble. And I figured since I had the power play, I got to keep myself alive in the series. I can't take it with me. Might as well go for something there.
So talk to me about this, because this whole game really was about number efficiency, but the +4 you got, when he went from 1 to 12, at first I'm thinking, that's a terrible move, because I thought in my head, wait a minute, ammo return. But you shot us in a different direction, because you did a double +2 from green. Did you get that off the what was that? That crazy +6 he gave? Or was that a case off the top?
One of them.
Okay.
I got one of them. I had the other one initially. I just didn't have a path to it. So the return that I got from him helped to be able to chain that.
Okay, so you got in the chain, and then the number efficiency. Do you think just the fact that we were lacking yellow, more of that tricolor theory, you felt confident to go there on that 0? Because think about it, if he.
No, I didn't feel confident at all.
Okay.
I basically just threw it up against the wall and hope it stuck. No, I had no confidence in that because it just took one yellow card and my power play was null and void. So it was a pure gamble, plain and simple, on hoping that he didn't have a card that was going to be able to get it off of that yellow 0. So yeah, obviously I was relying on number efficiency, but it was maybe a 15 to 85% confidence to no confidence that it was going to work.
How do you approach this last game with no power play? Do you feel you got to be more aggressive? Because remember, he can pop it off the top at any point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I think it's going to depend, obviously, since he's got the last homestand. Right. He's got the call on what we have for the number of cards, what I have for the ammo and everything as to what I'm going to be able to do. I think, for the most part, just going to have to be aggressive because, I mean, heck, what I did right there with potentially wasting the power play was a pretty aggressive move. So, yeah, I think it's just kind of keep the pedal to the floor, hope it works out. I mean, to at least draw it up to a Game 7, after Game 4, thought more than likely it was going to be a 4-2 series. So I'm shocked that we're here at 3-3.
I'll go to hockey. Hockey, first off, did you have any chance to stop that if he doesn't power play on a regular 5? Because if you think about it, unless you had a red 5, any other 5 would have kept this game going. Let me start there. Nothing is okay. So then my next question, I see at the power play flush. Why the aggression to get to 1? I just want to know, because you had a real solid advantage right there. You went to 1. It ultimately bit you in the butt because you had the run, but the +6 gave him all the. Could you have maybe saved? Did you feel confident to say I had the delta? What was the theory behind the delta? Because at that point, especially on a 7, you kind of know the read. You're probably juiced on one of those colors. You did a good job to really flush you out on red and green when you used all of it. So, do you have to make an adjustment there, or do you just sense because it was a 6-7 card start, what we've been doing all day, aggression is going to be the main goal until we go up a tier, or if we go up a tier? I mean, all right, you don't see something like that. It's very rare to have a power play to a win on a 0 sugar switch. It's probably one of the rarest moves in the game. Your thoughts on the series? Because all we've seen is we don't have anything on the higher tier. And with no reads, if we go there, my goodness, if we go there, what would we even look at? Because that's all we see is the 5-9.
Yeah, really. At this point, who knows now? Are we going to see low tier, or are we going to finally see the jump up to maybe finally get to that full send?
I don't know. This is puts the mortgage on hockey, and we'll see. Just scared of him saving combo to win, so I used aggression to try to push him, then try to jam a. Yeah, and I think that's. I hate to say it, or that's a rookie mistake in a way. A little bit of a rookie, and he knows it too because he's kicking himself. Because all it takes is, if you just think about it, you had that crazy red-green, it's 2 color. You get 1 draw maybe earlier, you just save it. What if it's a pluser? Bang, the game could change and it's over. And that's, I think, just the progressions. Sure, it's lower start, but sometimes you lay off the gas and you can be rewarded. Now, I'm not sure that's going to be the case next game. But in those early games, especially in a Game 6 when you're up, maybe laying off the gas a little is not the worst thing because Seth's got all the momentum after that crazy power play, and he's going to have a chance to maybe steal one here because hockey's controlled the last couple of games. But we'll see where the start will be. I think Vapor's busy, so we'll get to it. Hockey, it's your call. It's simple. No 6, no 8, no 9. It's free board. I'm thinking you're going full send, but I could just be me. What do you got here? Go 7. All right, for seeing 7.
7.
No full senders, so this is it. Gambling and a half art. I mean, oh my God.
You are taking the biggest risk going like this, and hockey doesn't get anything off the start.
Seth has something, though. He can go big now. 7, 8, 5, 6, 9, 6, 7. Say it 20 times fast. That's all we saw. 5-9.
Let's go gambling!
Thank you, Brad. Here we go. Here comes Seth.
We don't endorse gambling here.
Red 9. Seth up by 2. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a check. That's a heat check.
I'm not even sure if that's a heat check or what. That's off the draw. I'm not sure what that is.
The onions.
It's going to work, though. What is this?
How did that work?
Man, we have seen some strange things today, and add that one to the strange pile.
That is, I've never seen that happen.
Unbelievable. Let's see if Seth can switch it. Well, no switch.
Oh
my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Can't power play. You can't power play, though. Got to be before a turn.
Oh.
It was Vapor. I mean, Vapor, yeah, but it was also... Now Seth's going to have a chance to respond. It's not even Vapor. That's what Peter had against Drip. That mid-shame power play.
Oh, man. That's a mistake right there.
That he does, but that's the beauty of this game sometimes. It's the intangibles. Well, we'll see what Seth's got. He did get 2 freshies. That's the one thing to keep in mind. What's those freshies? Nope, it won't. Well, that might be it then. It will be good then. Potentially. Let's see.
We'll see right here.
Nah, I think that's it, Art.
Yep. Is it power play time?
Probably power play time to end it. Let's see. A shame that's how it's going to go out, though. It's been one of the great series for 5-9. Oh well, oh wow.
Didn't even need the power
Didn't
play
even
time.
need it. Yeah, you didn't even need it. Yeah, you probably could have just started it off with the yellow. Yeah, I mean
I
that.
can't stop winning.
Yeah, I don't have much to add there. 2-minute 21. Seth, I don't have much to. I think that was just a bad hand, and hockey had the hand. Great series, all things considered, though.
No, great series for sure. Like I said, I'm shocked that I even got it back to a best of 7. But yeah, I've said it before. You know, from the commentary standpoint, you know, there's just a point where you look at the hand and you know right off the bat that you're more than likely losing it, that the ammo's all gone to the other side, and that was the case. I looked at the hand and was like, yep, well, we got it to a best of 7. There ain't no way we're closing this thing out.
Yeah, I mean, hockey, I think there are some things to work on for the next series against Pack. That last game I'm going to ask, that was more of a, as Brad said, a little let's go gambling for the win. But your thoughts on just playing Matt Johnson? I don't even think you know who Mack is, but playing Pat Johnson after Father's Day, because he's the only dad in D1 now. Hard to believe. Fitzy's over there in D2, so Pack's there, our lone dad resident in the league. But your thoughts on playing Pat Johnson as he'll come off the bye, and overall this series, keeping it low tier and shocking the world. Or, I mean, I want to say thank you for your service, man. Obviously, could be out for a little bit as you go to get some wisdom teeth surgery. We'll talk about that a little later. But your thoughts on what you saw for the last half of this game? Crazy game.
Oh, well, last half of this whole match, I'm kind of a bit surprised that we didn't see anything that high tier. It was just low tier and really kind of how the luck decided on that. But good series all around on that back half.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to move hockey over to 3-3. Seth, we'll see what he can do in T4. Of course, he'll be helping still streaming tomorrow, doing his thing. And yeah, you know, we always talk about it with this series and these games, man. Sometimes there's always going to be a breaking point. I think here, the breaking point was Game 4 for me. I think that's 6 cards where Seth maybe could have had a shot to finish it off. Even we're talking about him winning 4-3, and this is a whole different ball game. But now it's a little bit different because one decision can make a difference, and in this case, it was the one difference, and we'll go from there. But we'll see what hockey says on this answer, because I'm interested to see what he will think of Pat Johnson. That will be a more interesting game. I think hockey probably a more faster player. Pack, I mean, or I'll go to you. Your thoughts on Pack first, because Pack has nothing to play for in terms of Super League, but he does have a play for seeding. He's never been here. Does that give you a little bit of an advantage if you're hockey, knowing Pack's never been a one line? He's kind of have to handle pressure for the first time. But then again, he wasn't supposed to be at this point anyway, so I guess it offsets.
Yeah, it pretty much does. It really, for Pack, he has something left to lose.
No, I mean, Pack is a top 10 player. He gives a good fight like Seth. Yeah, I think cleaning up the mistakes for sure. I think for hockey here, or I got to look at this, I think ammo control is going to be the key, because Pat Johnson will make you pay if you don't control your ammo right. He will make you pay, and he'll finish games quick, and that's the thing for hockey he's got to learn to adjust to. But good win for him, but definitely got to learn to adjust, especially when you got all those stats going in your favor, except for the no, actually every stat except for the +2s really. In reverses was close. Yeah, +2s really the only thing that Seth had. He'll learn that for sure, but we'll see how it goes. I think hockey's learned his lesson for sure against Seth. Maybe do a little sharper iron for sure. All right, you got it, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate you. All right, we'll go into the pod real quick. And the pod goes as simply as this. It's going to be Mack versus hockey, the 1-8 line. We always have the 8-9 line being crazy. Well, it's crazy here as we get the 1-8 battle. See you, hockey. As that will be it for this region tonight, as we will move over to our schedule. It's going to be, of course, Abion and M at 9, and then Brock Retro coming up at 7 o'clock in about an hour's time, but they're both non-stream. That's going to do it for the stream games today. Want to thank Art for helping me out this last game. That's it for him. He'll be gone for a little bit as he gets some wisdom teeth surgery. Wish him the best and a safe recovery, of course. We'll see you tomorrow for a big one. Probably one of the games of the round. We said now I'm captain would be. Well, background toggle with Seth and KT. Load up. It's about to go wild. Cannot wait for that 1 o'clock. Tapir JT moved to Tuesday at 7 o'clock. We'll check that out in the round finale with Rad and Sting in a couple days' time. But until then, we'll see you tomorrow for BC Toggle on the stream. Enjoy the non-streams tonight on the server, and we'll let you know who wins. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock sharp. This has been a presentation of MRE UNO Division 1.